YouTube. It's siahh 30K. And we back with another reaction video, man. Today we got POV. You spent 10 years in prison. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be telling, listen, it's so crazy, y'all, because I was literally just with one of the young niggas, Slimy CEO, fo. That nigga Slimy CEO, hey, his ass be tweaking, fo. He a little chubby, but he really get on your ass, man. But man, if I be trying to tell the young niggas, man, it's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you might as well get out the streets, bro. Cause all it's gonna do is just land you up in prison, bro. You're just gonna be in prison. You're gonna be mad as hell. Everybody like you gonna be mad as hell. Plus, I feel like nowadays, bro, it's way too like it's way harder to get caught doing shit than it was back in the day. Now, back in the 80s and shit, you could just kill niggas and shit. What the fuck? You was good, my nigga. But nowadays, we got this AI, we got cameras, CCTV, all man, it's over with, fuck. Let's check it out.
The door closes. The judge finishes reading. 10 years. You hear the number, but your brain refuses to process it as time. It sounds like a statistic, something that happens to other people in news articles you scroll past. Not a sentence. Not your sentence. The courtroom doesn't react the way you expected. No gasp, no drama. The bailiff is already moving. You're looking at your mother in the third row. She has both hands over her mouth. Your father is staring at the floor.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, this shit just made me think about that nigga up in that Julio Fulio case. I ain't gonna lie, fo. Like, bro, I could never, like, bro, listen, bro. This is why I could never, like, God forbid, bro. God forbid, bro. Bro, if that judge tells me you got life, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, fo. I don't even know, man. Just go ahead. Hand me the news, folks. Hand me the news, folks. It's over with, folks. It's all like, bro, I can't do that shit, bro. Cause it's like, hell no, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I just couldn't do it, bro. I don't even know how niggas just sit there and just like take that shit. Like, I sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole. You know how like nigga, that gotta be like the top 3 most devastating sentences in life, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
He doesn't look up. That image will stay with you for 10 years. You made one decision, not a violent one, financial, a wire transfer you shouldn't have authorized. Processing takes the whole afternoon. They take your clothes, your watch, your wallet, your phone. They give you a number, not metaphorically, an actual number that will be called instead of your name for the next 10 years. The cell is smaller than you pictured. The smell is institutional. The door closes, not dramatically, a mechanical sound, precise, final, like a lock that is closed 10,000 times before and does not notice you at all. You sit on the edge of the bunk. You have 10 years. You have nothing else. Chapter 2. The first 90 days. Nobody tells you the rules. Not because they're hiding them, because the real rules aren't written anywhere. First week. You sit in the wrong place at lunch. You don't know it's wrong until the person whose seat it is stands behind you for 4 seconds without speaking. You move. You don't apologize. Moving fast is survival. You move. By day 40, you have learned the following. Never walk through a conversation happening in a doorway. Never ask what someone is in for. Never discuss your case.
You can't ask niggas up in prison what they in prison for? Is that crazy, chat? I ain't gonna lie, I don't think that's crazy. But I ain't gonna lie though, bro. I be seeing like the little videos and shit, bro. Them niggas be in prison, bro. I seen the video. These niggas had a fucking flat screen TV, a P5 in that hole. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck? Like, bro, let's really talk about it, bro. How the fuck are niggas in prison getting flat screen TVs and PS5s and shit, bro? Ain't no way y'all smuggling that shit in through y'all ass crack, bro. Now maybe the drugs, you know, you put that shit up, you put that shit up your ass and Hey, man. But like, bro, how are niggas getting shit? Like, bro, how do niggas even get like tablets and phones in prisons and shit? Like,
Never borrow anything in the first 3 months. Never make a promise you can't keep, because in here, a broken promise is not a social failure, it is a debt. By day 60, your body has changed internally. You sleep differently, lighter. Your nervous system has recalibrated. You wake up before doors open because your body started tracking sounds. You call home twice a week. The calls are 15 minutes. Your mother cries. Your father asks practical questions. Is the food okay? Do you have what you need?
talk about is the
These
food
are
okay?
the only questions.
Nigga, I
he
ain't gonna
knows
lie,
how to-
for I ain't gonna lie, for bro. Them niggas in prison, like, bro. Them niggas be, I ain't gonna lie, them niggas be eating dog shit, bro. Like, if you ain't got no money on your books, bro, them niggas be serving them niggas dog shit, bro. Like, that should be ass, gang.
to ask. By day 90, you are no longer new. You haven't become anything yet, but you've stopped being nothing. You understand the room you're in. You are still afraid. You will be afraid for a long time. But fear here is not a weakness. It's information. Chapter 3. You build a position.
You build a position.
Survival is temporary. Position is permanent. You have something most people in here don't. Education. You can read legal documents. You can write a coherent argument. In here, these are rare enough to be valuable. One man asks you to look at his appeal documents. You find 2 procedural errors his public defender missed. 6 months later, his sentence is reduced by 18 months. He tells people, word moves in here faster than you expect, and with more detail than you'd like. Within 4 months, you have a quiet reputation, not a loud one. Quiet reputations attract resources. Loud reputations attract problems. You also learn to be useful in a different way. You are calm, genuinely calm. In a place where emotions detonate regularly, a man who stays level is valuable. People talk to you, ask what you think. You become the person whose opinion is sought before decisions are made. You are deliberately unaffiliated. Affiliation means obligations. Obligations mean being pulled into conflicts that aren't yours.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. They be saying, like, up in prison and shit, like, they say, like, prison is, like, really, like, race populated. So, like, if you black, you gonna hang around the blacks. If you white, you gonna hang around the whites. If you Hispanic, you gonna hang around the Hispanics. Like, they be saying that's how prison is like. And I learned that shit on, I used to watch 60 Days In. And even though that's not in prison, that's just jail. But, like, I still think it's like that, bro. Y'all put up in the comments what y'all think it's like.
Are neutral territory. Everyone can approach you. No one owns you. By the end of year 2, you have a position. Not power, a position. A reason to exist in this ecosystem beyond just occupying space. Chapter 4. Time becomes the enemy. Year 3 is when time changes. Some days are geological. They last so long, they feel like they've always been happening. Other days disappear without you noticing. You realize on a Thursday that you don't remember Tuesday. Not because anything happened to Tuesday, because Tuesday was identical to Monday and Wednesday, and your brain decided not to store the duplicate. Your family visits less. Not because they stopped caring, because watching you in here hurts them, and they don't know what to say anymore. Your girlfriend writes through year 1. The letters get shorter, then further apart. Then one arrives that is clear.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Let's really talk about the girlfriend situation. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, bro. I done seen some cases where, like, some females, they man done did a little time, 3 years, 4 years. They stuck by him. I ain't gonna lie, they stuck by him, bro. One time I seen this female, she was still buying her nigga clothes. So when he got out, she was fresh as fuck. That nigga had Nike Techs, Jordans, fucking that nigga. I ain't gonna lie, that's a real yeah. I ain't gonna lie, she a real yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, folk. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I'm married, bro, and my wife like ends up having to go to prison, I ain't gonna lie, folk. It depends on how much time she got. Now, 20 years, I ain't gonna lie, folk. That's crazy. 20 years is crazy, but I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I think I can hold my wife down for like 5 years, 5 to 6 years. I ain't gonna lie. Now, some shit more than that is just. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, if she gets sentenced to like 5 to 6 years, I ain't gonna lie. I will be loyal. On God, I will. Cause 5 to 6 years, like, bro, that really ain't shit. Like, if you really think about it, bro, quarantine was 2020, nigga. We already in 2026. That shit flew by like that, literally. So,
Clearly the product of several rewrites and says everything gently and is still devastating. You read it twice, fold it, put it in the back of a book you never open again. You learn to compress emotion. You feel everything. You just feel it in a smaller window. 15 minutes in the morning before the block wakes up. Then you close it. The rest of the day, you operate. People on the outside will later call you cold. You are not cold. You are engineered for a different climate.
Chapter 5. The Power Shift.
Year 4, you stop being a resource and start being a reference point. You now understand this prison completely. Not the way a guard understands it. Guards understand the official architecture. You understand the actual one. You know which cell block has the loosest overnight supervision. You know which guard is 2 weeks from retirement. You know which inmate has connections outside that make him more valuable than his sentence suggests. New inmates come to you before they come to anyone else. Not for legal documents anymore. For orientation, for the invisible rule book. You give them what you were never given. Year 5, your case goes back before a review board. Good behavior. The legal arguments from your appeal, 2 of which you wrote yourself. The board reduces your sentence, 18 months off the back end. 10 years becomes 8.5.
okay.
And here, 18 months is not a number. It is weather. It is seasons. It is time that now doesn't exist. You allow yourself one evening to feel what that means. Then you close it. Return to operating. Chapter 6. The Incident.
Yo. Yeah. What's up, though? What's up?
I need to help taking out these strips.
Okay, good.
It happens in year 6. You don't see it start. You hear it. A specific sound your nervous system now recognizes as a precursor. By the time you turn around, it is already past the point where it can be talked down. You are not involved. For approximately 40 seconds, you are not involved. Then, geography involves you. There is a decision point that lasts 2 seconds. The decision you make is the decision you would make again. Afterward, there is a lockdown. 31 days. 23 hours a day in your cell. In the 31 days, you think about your father more than you've allowed yourself to in years. You think about decisions that branch. Moments where a different choice created a different timeline where you are somewhere else, doing something ordinary and completely unaware of how fortunate you are. You do not spiral. You come close. You get through it the same way you've gotten through everything. One day at a time.
I ain't gonna lie,
1
bro.
hour.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, when I be hearing, like, they be having the inmates on lockdown and shit, bro, for Melly, bro, they say they got that nigga in solitary confinement. That means he in that bitch 23 hours a day. No access to no other human. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I feel like that shit should be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's damn near torture, fo. Like, imagine, like, you just gotta just stay in the room 23 hours. You can't do shit. You just in that bitch. Can't do nothing. Like you can't do shit. 23 hours a day, nigga. You only get allowed one time, 1 hour a day. Like that shit, like bro, that shit torture, gang. Fuck that shit.
if necessary. When the lockdown ends, you walk back into the general population. Something has changed. Not visibly, but something internal has reorganized permanently. You are not broken. You are rebuilt on a different foundation.
Chapter 7. The Final Year. Year 8 and release becomes a real object, and the fear starts. This surprises you. You expected relief as the number got smaller. Instead, you get a new fear with a different shape. You are good at this. Not good in the sense that you enjoy it, good in the sense that you have mastered it. Out there, the skills that kept you alive become liabilities. The hypervigilance, the compressed emotion, the constant environmental scanning. These are survival tools that don't translate. You watch a man who has been inside 19 years get released 3 months before your date. He comes back 11 weeks later. Not a violation. He asked to come back. He stood in a supermarket for 40 minutes, unable to process the number of choices in the cereal aisle. You understand exactly why he came back. You are terrified of
Why the
understanding.
fuck would anybody want to go back to prison, bro? Like, let's really make it make sense, bro. Who the fuck wants to go back to prison? Hell nah. Well, I mean, I understand it up in a sense because it's like, okay, like if you've been in prison all your life, you're not used to society now. Like, it's gonna take some adjustment to get used to. But it's like, bro, you want to go back? Like some motherfuckers really want to be back in that bitch, bro. Like, hell no.
Exactly why he came back. Your father died in year 5, heart attack. You attended the funeral with an escort, handcuffed in the back of a vehicle. You sat at the back of the church and watched your family grieve and could not reach any of them. That is the thing about doing time. The world doesn't stop. People get sick. Things happen. You come out the other side and the world has a new shape, and you have to find your place in something you didn't participate in building. Chapter 8. The door opens. They return your things in a plastic bag. Your watch still works. Your wallet has your ID, now expired. $40. A receipt from a coffee shop dated 8.5 years ago. You don't remember the coffee. The door opens. The same mechanical precision as when it closed. It does not notice you. The air is the first thing. There is too much of it. Outside air moves. It has temperature variation. It smells like multiple things simultaneously. Your body hasn't processed unrestricted air in 8.5 years and doesn't know what to do with the information. You stand on the pavement. Cars pass on a road 30 meters away. The speed of them is wrong. Everything that moves out here moves at a pace your nervous system reads as slightly threatening. You have a phone number for the halfway house, a bus route, $40 and an expired ID.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you gonna give a nigga, bro? What the fuck is somebody gonna do with $40 now? Up in today's society, bro. Bro, if someone get let out of prison, bro, and they give a nigga $40, what the fuck are they gonna do with $40? Yeah, what the nigga? Bitch, a Uber already like $20. What the fuck? That shit crazy.
Arrives. You sit near the back. Old habit. You can see everything between you and the door. 3 people glance at you. Ordinary glances. Your body reads each one as a potential threat and prepares a response before your brain overrides it. This will happen for months. The halfway house is a narrow building on a street with other narrow buildings. 6 men, shared kitchen, curfew at 10. A caseworker named Marcus who has the particular patience of someone who stopped being surprised by anything years ago. You sit on the edge of the bed. This is familiar. This exact geometry. Edge of a small bed in a small room. This you know how to do. Outside this room is a city that spent 8.5 years becoming a stranger to you. Outside this room, your mother is waiting to have dinner on Saturday. Outside this room is a future with no blueprint and no rules you've had years to study. Outside this room, you are nobody again. You were nobody when the first door closed too. You built something from that. You can build something from this. The door to your room is closed, but it is not locked. You can open it whenever you want. That is new. That is everything. 10 years.
Well, 10 years in prison, y'all.
One decision.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit, like that shit kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's a long ass time, bro. 10 years in prison is like, damn, like.
You don't wake up.
That shit crazy.
You didn't.
See y'all in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. Links gonna be up in the description. Side 3K out.